Hi. So today we are going to look into very important theory from this chapter perspective called collision theory. So what this theory says, this theory is basically a fundamental aspects how rate of reaction or how forget about the rate of reaction, even why the chemical reaction takes place or how chemical reaction takes place. So the fundamental is very simple. Let's say there is one molecule A. This is the reactant molecule, and there is another one, let's say B, two different molecules. And suppose there is a reaction between A and B. Then why this reaction should take place or how this reaction can take place? Simple, that they need to come in contact. That means they need to colliding with each other. Okay, this is the fundamental part. Unless and until they meet, that means they need to collide because these are the particles which are moving, okay, reactant molecules, and they need to collide. Then only they can meet and the reaction can take place. Okay, very simple. It is like an interaction. So collision theory talks about this aspect, that if two particles collide, the reactant molecule, particles means reactant molecules, in this case A and B, then only reaction can start between A and B. Okay, but that is just the preliminary aspect. This is like a basic thing. Now, for reaction to proceed, first of all, they have colliding. Okay, that is the first minimum criteria. They must collide. So let me put it. A and B must collide. Okay. What about the second criteria? Second criteria, very important, that they must possess, that collision must possess, or those reactant molecules must possess certain minimum energy. Certain minimum energy. Okay. So this minimum energy, what we called a famously known as activation energy, EA. So unless and until reactant molecules, that means A and B, they possess this minimum energy, EA, they cannot react. The reaction cannot start. Simple. Minimum energy, unless and until they possess whatever is for the given reaction, the reaction between A and B cannot start. So from this graph perspective, let's try to analyze this, see how we can represent this. So in the simple terms, this gap, that means the reactants, how much they possess extra energy. So unless and until they get this EA, that is the maximum energy, whatever is there, minus the energy of reactant, reaction cannot start. Activation energy. They cannot get activated. That means they cannot become active. Okay. So this is called activation energy, obviously for the forward reaction. Okay. I'll come to that later, that from the product's perspective, if the reaction is reversible, how we can take. But first, let's understand from the reactant's perspective, that if A and B are reacting and they are forming some product, let's say A plus B giving C plus D, these two products. So A and B must possess this minimum energy, that is called activation energy. Okay, but that is again not the complete criteria. Okay, now imagine that, okay, let me show it here. Okay, let me first delete this and then I'll show. Let's say there is A, showing B, and now imagine that this A is moving like this and B is moving like this. Okay, and if they collision, so it would be more like a tangential collision. They're not going to be head-on collision. Okay, so it won't be very effective. Okay, it won't be very effective because they need to have a proper orientation. Okay, so they need to have proper orientation. So the collision has to be there and it must be in the proper orientation or direction. Then only that would be termed as effective collision, so that reaction can start. So what are the two criteria? Certain minimum energy, what we call activation energy, and proper orientation. Orientation means direction. Otherwise, reaction cannot take place or it won't be effective. Okay, so these are the two criteria. So first of all, collision has to take place, no question on that. Otherwise, reaction cannot. Then those reactant molecules must possess minimum energy, okay, which we call the activation energy. And second aspect, that they need to have a proper orientation. Otherwise, reaction cannot take place. Simple. Okay, very, very simple. Okay, so we saw that for reaction to occur, there were two conditions. They must have, so when they are colliding, those reactant molecules must possess activation energy or higher than activation energy. And second point, they should have a proper orientation. So when we say that activation energy, what is it? Why activation energy, first of all, is required? Why reactant molecules must possess minimum activity? So as you know, when reactant molecules, they are interacting or they are reacting, what is happening? Simple. In any reaction, any chemical reaction, the bonds are being broken. Bonds are broken among the reactants. And new bonds are formed for the products. New bonds are formed for products. Simple. So when we say any given chemical reaction, these are the two things. Now you will agree that for breaking of the bond, that collision has to be really effective. It should be an energetic collision. Otherwise, how the bonds can be broken? We are already seeing in energetics that there is something called the bond energy. So until we provide that minimum bond energy, the bonds cannot be broken. And if bonds are not broken, then how reactants are going to react? Simple. Okay. So that's the reason, that is a concept. Then besides that, how we can think of that, basically two molecules, when they start coming, or maybe there were two atoms, then there could be some repulsion. Okay. Amongst those two molecules or atoms. So that also need to overcome. Then sometimes basically those molecules need to be deformed. Okay, their shape needs to be changed. So what is the concept? That concept is that you need minimum energy. Okay, and that minimum energy which is required by the reactants is called activation. So that is what your understanding should be amongst the activation. Okay, so I think this is very, very clear. So now let's analyze this further. So we have seen that this is the minimum energy which is required by the reactant. This is from the forward reaction perspective. Now, if you want to see from the product perspective, that means let's say the products are forming back the reactants. Then what is the minimum energy required by the products? This one. So we'll call this as EA reverse. Very, very simple. This is the minimum energy which is possessed by the products. Means, for example, let's say A is forming B and B is forming A. Let's say a reversible. Then from A to B, you need EA forward because this will treat as a forward reaction. And from B to A, that means the product is forming back the reactants, that will be called as the EA reverse. Okay, very, very, very simple. And we know what is the difference between reactants and this reactant and the product. It's called enthalpy of reaction, delta H. Okay. So you should be very clear about this from this graph. Okay, because these are the common questions which are being asked in the IB exam. So this was basically exothermic reaction, what you rightly guessed. So let me put it, this was exothermic. Exothermic reaction. And this is endothermic. So let's see how we can calculate now the activation energy for the forward reaction. So as expected, the forward reaction, the EA will be this. This will be EA. Energy which is required by reactant, minimum energy, so that they can get converted into products. And what you people have rightly guessed, this must be EA reverse. Straightforward. Okay, as simple as that. It is basically the energy which is required by either a reactant or a product, okay, to get converted into another one. Okay, now let's see another concept, not concept, but another terminology, that we are seeing that there is a highest energy point in this, okay, exothermic. So we call this as basically a transition state. Highest energy, obviously, since it is possessing highest energy, it is going to be extremely unstable. So we can say most unstable state. Okay, most unstable. All these concepts mainly will be used in the organic chemistry. Okay, so this is the transition state, means the most unstable state of the reaction, highest energy, highest potential energy. So for endothermic, this would be the transition state. This point. Okay. So whenever you see any intermediate products, which are basically going to possess this highest energy. Okay. And that is typically called as a transition state. You are transit from one, that means from reactant to products or product to reactants. You are in transit. Okay, you're passing through that. So you achieve one highest energy state. And you can think like that it is like a speed breaker. Okay. So unless until you pass through over the speed breaker, you cannot proceed further. That's why even though the reactant's energy is higher than product energy in case of exothermic, you can clearly see, but still it has to pass through the speed breaker, then only it can get converted into product. And higher the height of the speed breaker, slower will be the speed of the reaction. Simple. Okay, and vice versa. Hope this concept is quite crystal clear to you.